This really was the genesis, kind of the reason that I wanted to have Emma on. She co-authored this article on Food and Water Watch. Reads the world's biggest carbon capture scam is coming to Iowa. So I'll read some of this and then we'll get Emma's comments. Overnight, Iowa has become ground zero for the world's biggest carbon capture scam. Two corporations, Summit Carbon Solutions, SCS, and Navigator Heartland Greenway, have proposed carbon capture and storage projects. Each of them will require building hundreds of miles of hazardous pipelines across the state. The science and technology behind the venture is unproven and unsound. Minor details overlooked in the name of corporate greed. Iowa's Governor Reynolds is happily ushering the projects forward. We're talking about capturing carbon emitted from ethanol and fertilizer facilities, transporting the hazardous material via pipeline, and injecting it into ancient rock formations. The companies claim that their technology is requisite solutions to the climate crisis. They're lying. And I like that. I mean, let's not mince words here, not because this is all about money. It's all about the needs of the few. Bruce Rastetter, a big donor of Governor Reynolds, is involved in this, and big corporations that are wallowing in money already. And Iowans, the rank and file, us folks, appear to be widely against this. The majority, they're having these meetings around the state and everybody's bitching about it for different reasons. You got the lefties, the climate people like me, and then you got some of these righties that are citing eminent domain that Emma talked about. Well, make sure I got this right, Emma. So again, I'm not the brightest bulb in the box here, but as I understand this, they're going to go out and they're going to get this CO2, this carbon somehow that it's being released by ethanol plants, as an example. They're going to run it through a pipeline. And that's what they've gotten planned for coming into the state of Iowa. And then they're going to like inject it or shoot it into the bedrock or someplace. And they say that it's permanently sequestered and protected there. And all of that sounds nutty to me. Have I got the basics right?
The basics, according to these massive corporations, the fact of the matter is that the carbon often does not actually stay underground. Within 30 years, up to 10% of it
Yeah.
has been shown to leak out, and that's just from the studies that have been conducted so far, and they're very few and far between. It's overall just a terrible. It's a scam, and there's nothing in it for Iowans. Unfortunately, one of the other things that we've noticed is, you could inject the carbon if you had to into the ground here in Iowa, but instead they are transporting it to Illinois and North Dakota. Why? Because there are nearly depleted oil and gas fields where these pipelines are ending up. So it's, kind of our assumption here that they're not actually intending to just sequester it underground, but actually they will more than likely be using it to inject into these depleted oil and gas fields so they can draw up just the very last dregs of oil and gas and just keep that industry alive as long as possible. So it's once again the fossil fuel and big energy coming together and screwing over the American people and the people of the Midwest.
Yeah, and for more money. I mean, it's like Ebenezer Scrooge. I mean, for God's sake, do you really need to screw us for more money? These people have more money than the Pharaoh, and they're jumping all over this. As Emma mentioned, it started off with one of these pipelines and two, three, and now as many as five. Everybody's seeing there's bunches of money to be made in this.